All right, welcome to another episode of Let's Go Brandon Green. Today on the show we have Rabbi Michael Rothschild. This guy is a unique creature and he is the most live-streamed individual in the history of the world, or he's like a real-life Big Brother Truman Show dude. Is that right, Rabbi Michael? Because what you got going on is just bizarre, man.
That's absolutely correct. You described it perfectly. This is a real-life Truman Show. So if you've ever seen the movie from the 1990s with Jim Carrey, where there are cameras all over his house and you can literally see his life 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, I decided to do the same, and I've surpassed 1 year. Right now we are into our second year. I started this adventure last summer, and been continuing it. So I stream on YouTube. I stream on Loom, which is a new one. I stream on Reddit.
Just wait, you're up to 450 days, you're saying?
Yeah, exactly. Straight. Every single day.
So over a year. Yeah, and you got a Guinness World Record for this or something?
Correct. No one's done an entire year. I shouldn't say
that. Has anyone done anything like this?
People have done a year. People have not done more than a year, and they haven't done it on multiple streams. So they only do it on one camera. Mine is 360 degrees.
Right. So I can go in and have a look at you now at like on 10 different angles or whatever.
That's exactly right.
Just like Big Brother. How many angles can I look at you?
It depends on the time of day. Usually about 6.
6, right. So what happens if you go, do you have a car license and you go to the shops?
Yes, I do. And so I'll stream when I do that. I'll do it on TikTok or on Instagram.
Yeah, right. So I can watch you go to the shops.
Absolutely. You could go to my TikTok right now. It's Super Rothschild, SuperRothschild, and you can see my recent trips to the shops. You can see me drive. You can see me go to the store. I live in Los Angeles. You can see me go to Los Angeles, do all kinds of things.
Right. Well, how many devices have you got set up there?
Oh, great question. About 33. So when that comes to...
so these are just old phones? Because the old phones, like 5 years old, 10 years old, they've still got good cameras and good Wi-Fi capability?
Right. That's exactly right. So I use Chromebooks for many of the cameras. So I've got 6 Chromebooks. And then on top of that, I've got many different additional phones that I use for other streams. So generally, I always have at least 6 YouTube streams going, and then additionally I'll have TikTok, Imager, Reddit, Instagram, Facebook, something else going on top of that with all the other devices.
Right, and you're on all these Reddit, YouTube. You said there was a new one, Loom or something?
Yep, Loom's a new one. I'm on Twitch. I'm on Kick. That's a new one. Bigo's a new one. There are a lot of new ones out there, and I generally, if it's a social media platform, I'm on it. So what does that mean? Your big ones, Snapchat, YouTube, Imager,
right.
Instagram, Facebook. Of course, I'm on those. But then even on your experimental ones, and I have found some of them have different features that are more advantageous, and I can really see the bigger platforms bringing about. But for right now, really, I found the most amount of success has been on YouTube, just simply from the fact the amount of data that you can put up. No human has ever put up this much data. So what I really anticipate in the future is people to be watching these and actually, studying humanity and how humans work. I mean, we've never had the opportunity to see a person's life literally for 1 year or even more of it, how a person eats, they sleep, they go to the bathroom, they laugh, they cry. You see everything that happens in a human's life over the course of the year. I really think it's an exciting project.
Yeah, right. So how long do you intend to do this for?
For the rest of my life, hopefully.
Really?
Absolutely.
So is there any times like when you do take a shower, go to the bathroom or anything that it's not recorded?
I try to record everything. The times that when I run into issues are with the censors on YouTube for nudity and like TikTok and things. They don't like when I take a video when I'm in the shower. So I usually try to keep it from the neck up. Any other times I'm trying to think. Yeah, I mean, like if my internet ever goes down, once in a while it'll go down. I might have like 2 or 3 streams go down at once. Aside from that, 24 hours a day, you can watch me.
Yeah, it must be a bit of a nightmare setting that all up with I don't know what you've done. You seem to be pretty IT capable. What's your background there?
I am a computer scientist. I have certifications in computer engineering. Additionally, I have a background, of course, rabbinically, and I am just someone who really is a hobbyist, I would say. And so when it comes to figuring out and tinkering with all these devices to be able to get them online, I would say at the beginning, I was certainly an amateur. I did not know really anything about social media, but now I would say I'm the social media expert, really, on any platform. I can tell you the ins and outs of their login system, their banning system, whether you're going to receive a DMCA copyright, really anything. I mean, I've had more content online, but I likely had more content banned online, and that's simply not because I do what I feel is anything wrong, but maybe I might have the radio on and a song might come on the radio.
I was about to say, if you've got a radio on or a song might go on, well, then you've just played a full song for free that no one got any royalties for, or you might have the movie going or something.
That's absolutely right. And so you do run into some DMCA issues with that. So you get a flag on your account. So what I have found, because I have so much information and I don't want those accounts compromised, is I'll just go on another account and then just start it up and then wait the amount of time that it takes for the warning or the flag to subside. And that way, hopefully, it doesn't ban the account. Though I have had accounts banned. That's one of the reasons why I have so many accounts, is if something does happen to one of them, I have backup accounts.
Yeah. And so what made you just say, I want to do this? Like, did you see someone else do this and you thought, I can easily do that and break the record and smash it? And yeah.
Great question. I didn't do this necessarily to break any records. I thought it would be important perhaps in the future. I'm not married, don't have children, but I thought one day maybe I might have children. And if I do, I'd really want them to be able to see what life was like. And I think it's an interesting snapshot of perhaps what life was like during the pandemic and such, but even more so what my life was like. I can't say there was one necessarily like incident or event that made me say, I'm gonna start streaming my life all the time. I did find that I was golfing a little bit, and I started to videotape my swing, and I found that I needed more devices to be able to do that. And I think that's how it started, was me videotaping my swing for maybe an hour, and that hour
and then
I
was stitching them all together.
Exactly.
So then it was like, yeah, right.
Exactly. I might say something funny in it, or something interesting might happen. It was like, you know what? Why stop the stream?
Yeah, fair enough. Just keep going forever and ever. So, do you have many followers?
That's a difficult thing. So I do. I have a very dedicated group of people on different platforms, and it's difficult. It's like herding sheep, so to speak, or herding cats, I should say. So there's a stream. There's Omelette, where I've got a really dedicated group of people, but it's not as big as YouTube or Twitch or something like that. My YouTube followers are, I would say, there, but it's hard to keep them there for 24 hours. So I have thousands of subscribers, but they come in every once in a while. It's like 6 a.m. here. I don't expect anybody to be on the stream now. But usually in the evenings, I'll get, 2, 3, 4, 5 people, and they'll start chatting. And then they develop friendships, which is the interesting thing. They'll be in your chat, and then they'll like, hey, they'll like start to get to know each other. And then they have little inside jokes, and it becomes like this whole little community within your stream.
Yeah, right.
And I've got to say,
their main connection is you.
Exactly.
Just like we watch Big Brother. We talk with our friends about what happened on Big Brother last night or whatever. So you're going to be
real time.
Truman, man. Did you love the movie Truman?
I do. I saw it when I was in high school, and I thought it was a really interesting premise. It reminded me a lot of Plato's allegory of the cave, and basically this idea that humans may not actually know everything that we think we know, and there may be some other things out there, and only once we start to be able to perhaps view what Plato would say, or Socrates would say, is the philosopher king, and start moving towards the good, do we actually start to mature and emerge as a person. And at least what I got out of that movie is certainly that Jim Carrey's character's journey throughout it, and the highs and lows that he reaches, because he feels very vulnerable because all these people have been watching him his whole life. I feel like I've got some advantages on him. I know it's happening. That's a big thing.
This is going to happen to you soon, man. I can go into your life, fucking provoke you or something, do something, and then watch how you react to that for days after, man. But
I'm ready for it. I'm definitely ready for it.
You gotta be, man. Do you understand? Like that's, and then he wanted to bust out to go to Fiji. You know,
right.
He was just looking for Fiji the whole time, and you know.
That's right.
But you know, you'd be coming at it inside out, whereas you know that this is happening. And if you keep this up and the followers grow, this will likely happen to you, man.
I imagine so. I imagine this has the possibility to make me the richest person in global history, richer than Jeff Bezos, richer than Mark Zuckerberg. And the reason why is data is the most important commodity on Earth right now. It's more important than water. It's more important than gold. It's more important than petroleum. It's data.
Yeah, right.
And the fact that I have more data than anyone, I really feel will be very, very important in the future.
You definitely will have a lot of data if you keep this up. Do all these companies, have anyone reached out to you like, mate, you can't be doing this anymore. You've taken up too much bandwidth. I guess you're just a tiny little speck in the thing in the you know. But has anyone said this is not on?
My my ISP could tell that.
Your ISP. Yeah,
they could tell that I had a huge amount of uploads, and so we had to have a little talk with them. Aside from that, yeah, I mean, I do get.
What's your connection? What's your connection speed with your ISP?
Oh God, it's terrible. And that's really something that has put me back because I'm limited to what kind of internet speed that I can have. So basically, that's
because of where you live.
Yeah, and I basically I would say that that's something that's really held me back is my internet limitations. I mean, when you've got 5 streams going at once, it's really slow. Doing anything on the internet is really slow.
I can see now you can't even keep up with me in the upload here. Which is fine because it all uploads on your device and then it gets even at the end. So that's all good. But usually my guests, you know, don't have a lag. But I guess they're also not got 5, 6 other things streaming at the same time. But if you're on an all-you-can-eat plan and you get 4 or 5 times the speed that you're on now, they're going to want to have more of a word with you.
That's most certainly correct. So what I did end up doing, originally I was doing like 20 or 30 devices, and literally just that was too much. So it was actually too much on just me because they would stop, and literally for like 30 minutes, all you're doing is resetting devices. It just got to be crazy. So I did find that the best things were the Chromebooks. They're consistent. I mean, I have some YouTube videos that are 10 days long. No one just has 10 straight days of their life that you could just watch everything. Anything from the pandemic to the Queen. I mean, I was here when the Queen died. I was like, oh my God, there you go. So you actually see history through time, and you actually hear, like, you know, on the radio, oh, that's when that happened. That's when that happened. Mm-hmm. So there's this continuous timeline throughout the entire set of videos, which I think is really, really incredible as well. Yeah, right.
Yeah, it is quite crazy. So who else have done this before, and have you studied them? You said there's a couple of others that have done it for a year.
A couple people have done it for a year, and they didn't do it in such in depth. They didn't show themselves going to the bathroom. They didn't have themselves in the shower. And aside from those,
cheating.
Yeah, exactly. I would say that you know, I mean, did they have sex on camera? Did they masturbate on camera? There are some things that people they have lines, and I basically have absolutely no lines. I say, you can see whatever you want. I've thrown up on camera. I've had diarrhea on camera. I don't care what it is. People want to see that. People, that's life. That we're really human people. I think they're kind of sick of their cookie cutter social media where it's all perfect and everything's edited wonderfully for them. This is just like one long vlog. It's one long video log. It's one long podcast, or whatever you want to call it, of my life that I really think people perhaps.
If you're going to have sex on camera, YouTube is going to pull that down, and everyone else, except for Pornhub or something.
Exactly. So the plan would be perhaps if I did have those scenes, they've pulled down my nudity. So that isn't to say that they haven't banned those. And you're absolutely right. So that would be something where you go to OnlyFans or something like that. Perhaps if you want to keep the adult parts going, which I would. I think that's part of life. So that's certainly a cycle 100%. That I'd want to include in as well.
Yeah. And so where do you live, Los Angeles, and who do you live with?
Technically I live in Orange County, which is just south of Los Angeles, in Irvine, which is near Disneyland, if you're familiar with that. I live in a house. I pay rent just like a normal person in a house. So I do share amenities and things like that. My roommates, they don't have a lot when it comes to do with being on the stream or anything like that. They're not on the stream. It usually just takes place in my room.
Yeah,
but they are aware of them. They think it's an interesting project. I think that some of my roommates really understand that this is a really big deal. That once somebody finds out about this and like, oh, I could go to this person whenever I want, whenever I'm bored, and just be able to connect with them. They'll type back to me. I'd be able to watch movies with them, listen to music, watch whatever they do, and then go about my day. But later on in the day, I can come back to them. That's really exciting to them.
Yeah, because reaction videos are a real big thing on YouTube at the moment. And your whole life is a reaction life video.
Exactly.
Yeah. So you live in this house, and what do you do for work?
I'm a software engineer, so I'm technically a project management professional. So I handle projects for Fortune 500s.
Yeah, so you're a contractor?
Yes.
Yeah, all right, cool. And how old are you?
I am 36 years old.
36, fair enough. Yeah, right. Well, this is quite interesting. And so is more and more, since you've been doing this, more and more people starting to, like I guess as followers, or more and more people, are you getting the word out more and more?
Definitely. And I would say that the consistency of my viewers becomes much more. I have people who literally like sleep to me, they eat to me, they always have it on whenever they're bored. And other people, they only watch me when they're at work because, that's when they're at a computer and they don't have anything else to do. And so, it's interesting how people are. And when they, you really become part of their day. I mean, I'm just looking at my chat right now and people just saying, good morning, have a good day, Rabbi. Basically people want to have like really in-depth scientific conversations with you, all kinds of things. It's really exciting. And to be able to open up your life to everyone, invite the world in. Hey, whenever you want to watch this, it's available to you. It's really exciting. People, I really feel like once the word gets out.
If you keep this up, you're going to be the ultimate celebrity.
I agree.
Do you understand?
I do.
You're going to have, you're just opening up to an invasion of privacy, but I guess you're saying, here, come at me. I want to do this.
Bring it. That's something. I don't have any relationships with anyone that I've never raped anyone.
So
I've never hurt anyone.
So what you're saying, it's only affecting yourself here.
Exactly. I've never caused any damage to anyone that I feel is irreparable, that somebody's going to come after me. I have very good friends. I have very good family. So I have a really good foundation. And if someone wants to, I invite it. But really, when you don't have any enemies, or you don't, you've recognized what you've done in the past, it's really not been that bad. People really welcome it. They think it's really refreshing. Hey, someone's so honest. They're willing to put every relationship on the line out there that they've had with any single person, any bad interaction that they've ever had, and said, look, I will address this in public if I need to. And really everything that I've done, I'm proud of. So I'd be happy to.
So you can't be like caught talking behind one of your friends' back or something like that, is that?
Correct. And if I ever did on the stream, I would have talked about it and said why I did it. But really, I don't have that issue. So there's not one incident where that ever happened. But I would say, like, if I had to do something like that, I absolutely would. I'm a human. And we talk about those kind of things philosophically. Why would a human make a decision or maybe turn their back on a friend for one reason or another?
Right. And do you ever look at the camera and talk to the camera as you are talking to me now, but by yourself? Or
I do. Sometimes I run...
so it's like a journal kind of thing?
Yeah, actually quite often. If you've ever seen like The Real World or Road Rules, where they have that camera where they can just talk into the confessional. I do that a lot.
Okay, right. And is you should maybe have like a website where every day you can write like 5 highlights of what happened, so then followers can go back and just go to that point of time in the video to get the highlights or something. Is that something you do?
Absolutely. You're most you're definitely you're prudent to make such a suggestion. It's really difficult with the current system that YouTube has to be able to have like great timelines and everything. Really, you're absolutely right. The best thing to do is just say, on like journal entries on a given day, what did you do? So people could go and see, oh, those are the highlights of the day. I do that to some extent, but really when you've got 6 different streams going, you don't want to write the same thing for all 6 of them, and it becomes a pain in the...
I mean, just like one static page, like a website or something. And
I agree with you. It's something that I need to do. Generally, the streams are generally the same, though. I wake up, I daven, which is pray, and then, do something on social media. But you're absolutely right. I should log that so that people don't have to watch 10 hours worth of video. They can just see, oh, it's, this is what happened over the course of that. I 100% agree, and that's something that I should do.
All right, fair enough. And if you ever go down to the shops and walk down there or something, for example, how would you film yourself?
Oh, great question. So usually I take a camera like this, and I try to at least get as much of a body angle as I can. I also use selfie sticks. And I have different cameras. I have a tripod, and then I also have several different cameras if I need to get different angles. It really depends on what I'm going to shoot. Sometimes, so I play instruments. So sometimes I'll play instruments like in Los Angeles or something like that, and I want different shots so that I can get my guitar in, I can get the microphone in. And
where do you play these instruments?
Rodeo Drive. A lot of times.
Right. And is this busking or something?
Just really I like a song and I'll just want to make a music video to it.
Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah.
And but I'm not asking for money or anything like that. And then so I'll just make videos like that, and then generally those are more difficult because then I have to usually upload them, and that's really what where I ran into some issues. Just one moment, let me show you what I've got here. This collection of cards. So if you can actually see this here, these are all, I don't know if you can see, but it's a huge bag of data cards. So they're just SD discs and like terabytes worth. And what I was doing originally is just putting it on disk, but it took too long to upload terabyte after terabyte. And so on top of all the stuff that I have loaded on the internet, I also have maybe another few months worth of video that's just backed up on discs. So I mean, on top of all the information that I have that I live stream when I'm out in the field, I also have a lot of archive footage too, which is really interesting. I mean, there's only so much you can remember over the course of your life. When even I go back and watch old footage, it's really interesting to me.
Yeah, right. Because I guess half of it we just goes in one ear and out the next, half the stuff we take in. But this is one of the most weirdest things I've ever come across ever, man. Has anyone ever been mind blown like me? Like, what? This is so bizarre.
Everyone. Absolutely everyone.
Right. And no one else, parents or your family know of this? Like,
I haven't. Let me think who knows about it in my family. I don't think anyone in my family knows about it, but I'm not super close with them. So it's not it's not necessarily something that I fear. I talk about them all the time. So I'd be like, oh yeah, when my family finds out about this, it's going to be really funny for my aunt and uncle and those kind of things. So I know that it'll
be funny for your viewers too, because they've, we'll get to see the reaction in your life.
Exactly.
And your family's like, what the hell?
It's going to be very, very interesting.
Yeah, that is interesting. Yeah, wow. I guess other things could come up where you might need to go to the emergency room in the middle of the night for some reason, or What else could happen? A lot of things, like anything, man. You could be in a bizarre situation and
Most certainly. At least when I'm in my car, I've got like a camera that shoots frontwards and backwards, so you can get my face and when I'm shooting, so you can see my reaction. And so I try to get absolutely everything. Do I get every second on camera? No. But do I feel like I've gotten more of a human life in the last year than any person in human history? Yes.
Yeah, it sounds like it, man. Yeah, you're definitely dedicated to it.
Thank you.
Yeah, right. And do you have any other plans for this going forward, or you just keep it how it's set up now is how you want it set up, or?
Well, I mean, I certainly wanted to get more organized, and from there, and once people start finding out about it, I definitely look to monetize it. Really, like you had said, you're going to be the biggest celebrity on earth, and I recognize that, and I want to take advantage of that. So what does that mean? Giving back to people would certainly be the thing first and foremost. I feel like I'm going to be a trillionaire. I'll make you a trillionaire, Brandon, when it happens. Why? There'll be so much money if this is really true and I'm sitting on all this data, it's like I'd be the John D. Rockefeller of the internet. I would basically be what he did with petroleum with data and be able to just take that and do with whatever we want with it. So with that, I mean, at least my streamers and such, I want to make their dreams come true. So for you as well, Brandon.
Have you tried to shop around your story to anyone or anything, or tried knocking on journalists, saying, hey, this is what's going on. I've been doing this for X amount of time.
I just started that. I just put out a press release in late October. So really, I did this mostly pretty quietly. Not a lot of people knew about it, and I didn't promote it that heavily. And then just recently did I put a press release out about it. And I've gotten some buzz from that. And I at least recently, have been in touch with Huffington Post and some other companies. So perhaps we might get something big out of that. For now, the way that
Yeah, right. And because this is so bizarre, you've never been diagnosed with anything like autism or something, any behavior issues. Okay, yeah, we've got that one over here. That's all right. All right, man. We'll wrap this one up. Was there any other things that you had to say? Like, where can people mainly find you at? All right. No worries then, Viral Rabbi. You take it easy and have a great day. Thanks, buddy.